And coming up next, we have TIMMY ALEXIS CARRINGTON WARD with Here She Is.
Thought the same when I saw her down bingo. Cheery bye! Oh, here she is. Don't you just hate needy girlfriends?
Generic said to stay put.
Kids okay?
I didn't ask, why wouldn't they be? Makes me scared. I should go hiccup in the power.
What about we spice it up a bit?
Scared, I know.
What do you mean?
Well, in the bedroom, bit of role play.
Like what?
Are they heavy?
I could be a prostitute.
Yeah, good idea. And I can be Peter Sutcliffe.
Hello, who is it?
Hey Timmy, it's me, Mr. Motivator.
Well, I know a Mr. Bean. And believe me, you seem very similar mental-wise. I said it. Anyway, how do I know you?
I'm your personal trainer, Timmy. What's the matter with you? I taught you online, didn't I? Right, straight up, Timmy. Come on, you can do it. Squat it up. Here we go. Squat, squat. Oh! Cramp! Cramp!
Oh, yeah, that's
Cramp! What are you doing?
You've got cramp, haven't you? Yeah, I knew that. I stopped because I need water. I thought about doing Keep Fit, you know, the other day, so I went swimming and I got caught short and I had a wee in the deep end. Well, anyway, the lifeguard must have noticed because he blew his whistle so loud, it really shocked me. I nearly fell in.
You're watching Here She Is News.
Plans to submerge the President of the United States, Donald Trump, in concrete have been abandoned after there was some concern they might be setting a dangerous precedent.
And in celebrity news, Jilly Gordon has been described as a wine snob. After a night of drinking Merlot, she sleeps with her mouth open to let the wine breathe.
A man from Essex had his garage broken into last night. Intruders stole his party limbo stick. He was reported as saying, "How low can you go?"
The lead singer from Black Lace, made famous by the hit holiday song Agadoo, was buried today after a freak accident involving a falling pineapple.
And that's the end of the Here She Is news.
So it's good night from me.
And it's good night from her.
Good night.
Mr. Motivator is in the house.
Well, I don't know about that. I'm in your bed.
Not for the first time. Slut. Now, let's have a drink. Stay there, I'll get these for us. There you go, how's that?
As if by magic. Cheers.
So, you were born in the Caribbean.
Yeah. I like that you were born as if I may not be born.
Well,
just, you know,
I mean,
a stork dropped me in.
You are unbelievable.
Yeah, I know.
That's what you're saying.
I know. Yeah, I know. 69.
I was born in 69, and that's how I end most of my dates.
What you need is a bucket of cold water thrown on you.
Am I right in saying you were adopted, you were given away?
Yeah, 3 months old. My mother looked at me and went, "You're too pretty, I can't handle you. I'm going to give you away."
Why any kid would want to be an orphan is beyond me.
And so this elderly couple were in the market, looked at me and they went, "She's right, what a pretty boy. Can we have him?" And she said, "Yeah."
You can have it.
And that was it. So it was never kind of official. There was no paperwork. My adopted parents were called Rose. Never changed my name. So I always knew I was adopted.
Have you got in touch with your mum?
Well, that happened, in fact. Guess what? My biological mum. I was never really inquisitive about her because when you're surrounded by love from your adopted parents, there's no reason for you to think anybody else. But, you know, when I got to age, it was quite interesting.
I'll be the judge of that.
That told her.
At age 45, the Sun newspaper
All in your super 5p Sun this week.
carried an article saying that Mr. Motivator is looking for his mother, which is not true. But it went out, and it so happens that she has a daughter who lives in this country, who saw the mention of my mother's maiden name.
Oh my God.
And when she saw that, she called up her mum.
Yes, this is she.
And said, "By the way, there's a man on television called Motivator whose name is Derek Evans, right? But he says that his mother is called Enid Richards, which is your name, Mum."
What?
And she says, "Yeah, it's a secret I never told you."
Now, the Rose family that you came over, they brought you over to England then, didn't they?
1962, we arrived over here in the August. And in those days, what they used to do is that, depending which island you came from, because this is part of the Windrush years.
I can smell your Windrush from here.
Hey, give me a break. You can't smell that from the hall.
I thought we were having a serious Guardian interview. I didn't realise it was meant to be funny.
No, I'll take any emotion apart.
Okay, fine.
This is sport for me.
But when you were over here, was it 2 years and then your adopted mum went home?
She went back. She didn't like the climate.
Now, did she want to go, or Jamaica?
Some jokes are timeless.
So I was left on my own with my dad.
Yeah.
And he, 5 years later, left. And I always try to manage, and then my girlfriend got pregnant, all that kind of stuff.
I can't bear all this getting into bed with everybody.
And then
Is that your first girlfriend?
Yeah. And I ended up being a single parent, looking after the daughter on my own, which I maintain was the best thing that ever happened. Whereas normal 20-year-olds are out there having fun, I had to be home reading.
You had your fun early.
I know. Well, it's all because no one told me that's how babies came.
Just to let you know, you're going to be all right with me. I can't get you pregnant.
You are not too smart.
When did you then get into fitness?
1983. Picture this.
Picture it.
I'm living in London. I go into a leisure centre in Harrow, and I can hear some noise coming from around the back. Wandered around, and there's a load of women, about at least 100 women, working out to what was then called pop mobility.
Now pull up here, girls. Woo!
That was my light bulb moment.
Don't get too excited. It might be fatal.
How did that materialise then? Did you have to train?
Yeah, I mean, initially what I did was I started, I got 2 ladies from that class I saw in Harrow to run some classes for me in Easton. And I used to just sit at the back learning all that we were doing, and eventually I started my own classes. We used to have on a Tuesday night 130, 140 people exercising. The news of that kind of class spread.
Have you heard the news?
And Gloria Hunniford was doing a Sunday show called Sunday. And she got in touch and said, "Would I like to appear on the show?" And I said, "Yeah."
So that was your first telly on?
That was my first telly, yeah. And I went on, she loved it and said, "Will I come and be a personal trainer?" Which I did. But she kept saying, "You ought to be on television.
You're gonna be a star."
And then one day I'm on an airplane going north because there was a call out from Chris Tarrant's people that he was doing a new game show called The Main Event, and they wanted 3 fitness people on it. I was one of the invited. On the airplane going north was the Green Goddess and the Mad Lizzie, and I sat next to Eamon Holmes. Eamon and I got talking, and he said, look, would I like to come and train him? You know, television centre.
I'd love to, but my legs are aching again.
No, he was, you know, he was all right. In those days, he could run. I mean, now he's got hip problems.
Yeah.
But he could run, and so we used to train him, and then Lorraine Kelly came down. Everybody from the studio came down and trained with me. And one day I'm sitting in reception waiting for Eamon to come down, and I saw this guy walk in, and
How you were there, weren't you? You were sitting. That's how you were sitting.
But I was sitting looking at the entrance, and a guy walked in with a big stomach. I got up and I prodded him in the belly, and he went, "What are you doing?"
Did the word diet ever enter your cerebellum?
I just said, "You need to sort that out," and he stormed off. So I said to the receptionist, "Who was that?" She said, "That's the program controller of GMTV."
The fat controller was very cross.
Next day I came back, knocked on his office.
Hey, there's somebody at the door. Oh, there's somebody at the door.
So I said, "Excuse me, sir, you need to exercise." And he gave me all kinds of excuses. And the next week he started training. And he said, anybody who convinced me to exercise can convince the nation to start thinking about exercise.
I'm afraid I have to agree with that.
And one day they called me in and said, look, we're going to give you a chance. The girl who's doing fitness is going off for 2 weeks. We'd like to have you as a stand-in. Would you come in and show us what you're doing? I said, well, I don't rehearse anything I do. It's just, I just make it up as I go along.
Well, I was going to say, it shows.
I hope you say that when I sue you in court for libel.
Who was it that came up with the bright-coloured unitard thing? I mean, that's genius, because you could have the telly on with the sound down, you'd still hear you on it.
To prove?
Doing all your exercise and everything, does it must work your appetite up? Is that why you've always got your lunchbox on you?
You are awful, but I like you.
Listen, you did get me healthy back in the day when I used to watch you at breakfast.
Thank you.
Because I would be having a fry-up. And I see you and I thought, no, I'm going to have a couple of plums and a banana instead.
Cheeky piece.
When did you first get recognised? Can you remember that, when you suddenly thought, oh, something's really happening here?
I went into a little coffee bar. I went to pay him and he said no. I said, what do you mean no? He said, no, you bring me joy in the mornings, you can have it. But you know...
And then did you pick Joy up afterwards, after you dropped her off there and take her back?
You're an idiot.
Tessa Sanderson you went out with, didn't you?
What happened was that she was actually at a point in her career, she needed someone to train her.
Did that end amicably, or did she have to get you by the javelin and chuck you 400 metres?
Well, so much for frankness.
It's an interesting journey, and when you do something which is good for you but actually touches the lives of so many other people, it makes you feel good, Timmy. And to be here sitting down and talking to you about what I've done in my life. I mean, as I say, everybody's
it's always
life.
got to come to a low ebb, and that's you sitting here with me.
Yeah.
That's not fair.
And occasionally we do need to get pulled down to that level.
And I will put you down to that level.
Yes, you will.
Once a bitch, always a bitch.
And stuff like that.
Couldn't wait to get on my head.
But I could not say no to you, because as far as I'm concerned, any career that's down the bottom, that's desperately trying to come out, needs help.
There's so many innuendos in that, I'm not even going to go
I know.
there.
I thought I'd give you the opening.
Another innuendo.
That's right.
Don't you start.
I think for the last 30 years you've been doing fitness videos, you'd think by now you'd be good at it. You've also been doing lots of workouts for the elderly in care homes, haven't you?
Yeah.
You've been doing that, right? I mean, you've been in care homes more than Corona did.
Don't I f***ing stink?
I actually have to say, this interview has been the hardest one I've had to do.
Why?
Because you are the nicest person I've ever met. Honestly,
Goodness, thank you.
And I think that actually does come across in what you do.
Thank you. You know, but all of us know, Timmy, we need to find ways in which we can help inspire people, and everyone you meet in life, think about it this way, everybody you meet in life could be fighting a battle that you don't know about.
I think you're fighting a battle. What is it? Midlife crisis?
Hey, what's this?
That's, you know, that's been here now for, it must be 18 years I've had
it's a cry for help, that is.
That's all.
Now, what I like to do at the end of my interview
is to do what?
Is a selfie. Can we have a selfie?
Alright, here we go then.
Let's have a selfie. So, we're going to look there.
Must be 18 years I've had
Yeah, it's a cry for help, that is. Here we are. That was good, wasn't it?
That was so funny. I mean,
well, I transported you.
I've never done that before. That was just so exciting.
Anyway, do you know about my comedy slot? Sounds rude.
Comedy slot? You?
Yeah. By the way, so this is the point in my show where we watch something on the television and I find the humour of it. You probably won't. You can just sit there and be an old grump.
Okay.
Yeah?
That's fine, that's easy.
Now, you're telling me. Now, this is, do you remember the Beverly Sisters? With your track record, you probably married them all, didn't you? 3 of them. Before
my time, look how young I am.
Black don't crack.
Well, that is true as well. Just look at it. Healthy life.
Oh, there we go.
When I'm around you.
There we go. I've aged you already, haven't I?
Yeah, first time I met you.
You said it. So this is basically, I've adapted it for you. It's all about exercise.
Oh, really?
Yes. So these are the Beverly Sisters, and they're doing, and it's called Exercise is Good for You, Laziness is Not. I think you'll find it camp. But when we start it, one of the sisters goes, so activity is good for you, laziness is not.
Are you on the meds?
It should be.
Yeah, it should be, yeah.
So anyway, so she says she wants to be different. She's mixing it up. So she starts off with the word activity is good for you, laziness is not. And then they go in and do a lovely routine. Just watch it. I've done this especially for you. Let's go.
Thank you.
What we always say, activity is good for you.
Activity is good for you.
Laziness is not.
There it is. There she is.
Love it.
Look, here we go. Come on, girls. 2, 3, and look at the middle one, getting into step. I'm on the wrong step. Here she goes. Look, you could use this. Standing on your tiptoes. Laziness is not. What about not? And who sleeps like that? Look at you, stunned. Look as they turn their music on as well, old school. Her boobs are pushing out the same and pull that in. Look, you should be doing this. Look how they're running.
Words fail me.
Oh, she's lying.
Why am I watching this nonsense?
Oh, laziness is not. Look, they're angry with laziness. Look at all the cocky walking round. Look. Maybe you should sing with your exercises.
What on earth? Drag me here.
Exercise is good for you, laziness is not. Oh, where's he gone? Oh, I know. I'll tell you what, I'll show him something that will motivate him. I said it.
It's all you have to do.
Oi, motivator! 1, 2, 3, 4. Everything he does better than anything ordinary.
Oh no! This is one of those Timmy toilet shows.
Because it's kind of necessary. I believe in love. Tell me, can anything last for?
I'm the motivator, and that makes me want to hate her.
Got a hand on my heart, gonna stay in heaven. You're gonna make me love you. Nothing at all.
Hashtag silly beat.
Promise I made. Starting to fade. Hey, you're gonna make me.
I'm used to doing workouts, but watching this makes me want to walk out.
Promise I made. Starting to fade.
I ain't got time for this nonsense. I've got to go and get my MBE from the Queen.
Promise I made. Starting to fade.
You said it.
You're watching Here She Is News. Are you laughing because I got it right?
I am. I wasn't expecting that.
The faith you've got in me, innit,
confused me.